My last adventure was a tough one to say the least.
Just getting too choked up.
We set out on the quad across some remote parts of Tasmania's old gold regions. I had a determination to find gold in some of the old workings. We discovered the 22-kilometre water race.
But look at the depth of that thing.
Built before the turn of the 20th century. I detected along its diggings and the gullies that feed it. But with the short days of winter and time against me, I fell short of making any real discoveries, with nothing more to show than a few old relics left behind by the old-timers.
Some timber just there.
This time I'm heading back in to try again. With supplies to carry me through for a few days, I'll be able to spend a good amount of time in the area. I'll be working a river I've been to before, and I've found some incredible gold in the past, but I've never worked this far upstream. I now have access because I've cleaned up an old track and I can get into the area via the quad. Below the old water race lies the river. I'll be dropping down the valley to see what we can find and see what history we can dig up this time.
I'm already in the thick of it. We're just starting out. I'm trying to make a new access point on this river, and we've had recent bushfires, pretty extreme bushfires actually, and just breaking through all this tea tree which has been burnt. But the thing is, all it does is make you messy. It doesn't really clear a path because it's still very strong. It's just like a bunch of vines trying to wrap around you. But I'm used to it. This is pretty much what the west coast of Tassie gives you, but it's not going to be much fun. I've got about 140 metres of elevation down to the river. Righto, I'm absolutely covered in charcoal. I've almost made it down to the river. You can hear it down below me. It's just crazy that the fires have almost burnt down to river level. If you can see that, that's the river down there. This spot looks awful. There's a bit of a gorge right at the base. Try and follow the ridge round. See if we can find somewhere where we can actually get in. Here we go. This might be a bit better. This river's going to look a lot like another river that I've been working for quite some time now that you guys have seen. It's actually a different river. It's just got that tannin staining as well. Yeah, wow. So the fire's gone right down to river level, and all these trees have had their roots burnt out and collapsed right at the base of the gorge here. There's some nice rainforest on the other side. It's disgusting. It's just all slimy, charcoal-y clay, burnt out ground. Slipping down in. Upstream or downstream? I think I'll work downstream today. That's where I'll start off. Now I've got to find myself somewhere to camp. So I think what I'll do is I'll work downstream today because I haven't got as much time. I've obviously taken the time to get in here. And then tomorrow my heart's kind of set on going upstream. And I'm pretty sure there should be some gold upstream. But I'll dedicate that whole day to having a look. And then we can run back to camp later that night. And then I'll probably be heading out the following day. But we'll see how we go. We'll see what today brings. So yeah, I'm just wondering whether I jump in my wetsuit now because it looks like it's going to be a pretty wet walk. Righto, we'll start progressing downstream and hopefully we can find ourselves somewhere to camp. Like it narrows out. Do I risk getting my gear wet? Make a quick dash. Bit of a ridge there. Make it swift, it doesn't give the dry bags time to leak. Nice little gorge. There's some work to be done here later. Just come to this big crevice here and I'm looking at the gravels. It's all granite, made up of granite. Up in the headwaters of this river, it's all granite country. So there's potential for gemstones as well, not just gold. So I'll be keeping an eye out for that. Who knows, we might be able to get onto a few garnets or even sapphires or topaz. Some awesome looking bedrock through this section. Really nice looking twists and fault lines in the bedrock. Oh yeah, down in there is a beautiful crevice. I should probably mark that one on the GPS and come back to this for sure. Getting a bit excited now. Just got to find a camp so we can get to work.
As I walked along this section of the river, I came across something that I was extremely surprised by, and I certainly wasn't expecting to find something like this far upstream.
Here we go. Maybe some campgrounds here. Oh wow. Oh, what's going on here? What? Looks like part of an old bridge. It's got some steel.
Now, part of an old bridge is no major discovery, but I'm really surprised to have found this. It's an extremely remote part of this river, and I've never read about any history of a bridge being here. So this one's a real mystery to me.
I can't think where that would have come from. Is it possible it was here? No. Oh yeah. What? It's an old bridge. I love stuff like this. Why is this here? So that means that up there is all carved out, potential campground. It's funny because I was looking for flat topography on the bends of these rivers. And yeah, this is definitely where an old bridge crossed. See, it's been cut off there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 big logs all stacked on to make the base of the bridge. It doesn't make sense though, like, look how steep it is on that side. What the heck's going on here? Surely they didn't have a track going up that hill. Maybe it went that way and up there. Anyway, let's get up in this bush and see what else we can find. Oh, it was definitely here. Look at this. All cut out. Oh, look. These are old workings. What the heck? There's a massive trench through this inside bend. Water race? Why would they put a water race here? All the way through. Look at that. There's a flat section up there. What's up there? Old campsite. That's an old campsite for sure. Whether I make this one mine too. It's a bit messy. Oh, this is so cool. New areas. It's a good sign there should be gold around here. They wouldn't have gone to all this work if they weren't finding anything. Just seeing if I can see any old machinery or shovels, anything like that that might have been left behind. I just don't really get why they've done this on, I mean, it's the inside bend and it wraps right round. But is it a water race? Like, it's so cut like a water race.
After returning home from this trip, my mind went into overdrive, and I spent hours upon hours pulling out old maps and newspaper articles. I even read through a 33-page bill that was proposed to have a tramway built back in 1899, which to my knowledge was never approved.
It's just been left.
But this didn't add up. Why have a small trench directly at the end of a small bridge crossing? So I needed help on this one, so I contacted some old local prospectors who have been in the game much longer than me. After receiving an email back, 2 words almost immediately stood out. I should have known right from the start that this was a wing dam. The water race should have given it away for me. A wing dam is built to block the flow of the river and then diverts that flow through the water race on the inside bend, on higher ground, which allows the prospectors to work the bedrock for the gold in the river itself. Now, I've seen plenty of diversion tunnels in my days, on the White and the Savage River just to name a few, but in order to make this work you need an extremely sharp bend on the river.
Just want to see where that race ends. Still runs through here. Still runs right up through under there. Some of this ore looks insane too. There has to be gold here. There's no way they could have put that bridge in, gone to all this work on this inside bend if they weren't finding something. I'm getting pretty excited. It's time to place this bag down and yeah, get to work. Find this. I saw a little camp spot where they may have camped themselves just back here. Righto, so I've got the tent set up. Camp will be ready for tonight when we get back. Beautiful little spot there. Doesn't get much better than that. Look at that. So as much as I want to just jump in right here where the workings are, I'm gonna go back to where I dropped in on the river down the ridge where I first popped in, and I'm gonna start up there and work my way back to here. I'm hoping that we'll get onto something by that point, but if not, I'll go explore downstream like I'd first plan to do, and then tomorrow we'll spend a full day going right upstream and testing out all the ground up there. I just can't understand this bridge. It has to have been sitting here. Look, there's metal been driven into the rock underneath. It has to have been sitting here. That's remarkably steep on that other side.
At this point, I was still confused. It didn't make sense to have a bridge in such a steep location.
They were keen, they were definitely doing some serious work down here, and we've got to figure out what it was. The water's going to be icy, almost winter solace. Got to embrace it.
The bedrock looked excellent, and it was running the right direction across the river. Plenty of cracks and crevices for the gold to drop out.
It's nice to see some ground that hasn't been touched by anyone. Okay, so nothing here, but I'm not real happy with the spot I chose because it is a bit of an outside bend. So I think I'll push up on the other side and just try up over there.
The other side had a lot of smooth bedrock, but eventually I was able to find a nice drop-off that I could work. Now if you're a prospector, you'll know that this here is an awesome little catchment point, and after a thorough investigation, I couldn't believe that there wasn't any gold in it.
I can't believe that. I spent about 45 minutes on this spot here, and yeah, some really nice crevices, some nice drop-off points, and not a speck. Yeah, a little bit interesting because that trench that the old timers dug is literally just down on the next corner, and I sure hope they didn't dig that in vain. I'll work my way slowly down because I don't want to miss anything. Maybe the gold's just really scarce and nice big chunks, who knows. Or maybe it's the other way, maybe it's really fine and I'm just blowing it away with my hand. It could be super fine, but we'll keep going and see what we can come up with.
I've been in this situation plenty of times before, and it would be easy to get discouraged. But when searching for gold, it's important to just enjoy the journey. I think for me, it's the chase for the next deposit that makes it all worthwhile when you do eventually find good gold.
Well, I can't believe it. A couple of hours has passed now and still nothing. Maybe it's blown out of this feeder creek. Maybe below this creek. Let's stay optimistic. It could be game on down on this corner here. It's absolutely pouring down with rain. Hoping I don't get flooded out today. But we just found our first piece of gold. It's not a bad bit either. Alright, a couple of nice bits here. Nice shiny alluvial flakes. Righto, so I've just stopped for a break, have a bit of food. It's about 2:15 and yeah, we got onto a few good bits of gold there. Just flaky looking stuff, so that's good. It's a start at least. And it was in this bedrock just through here. It's all acted like a sluice box. It runs kind of diagonally across the river, but it has captured the gold. There's a beautiful little creek on the other side running in with quite a bit of flow, so I'm wondering if the gold might get better just downstream a bit. The gold that's here could potentially be coming out of that creek there, even though it's just forward a little bit. But man, it's cold. My hands are so numb and sore. It's hard this time of year. Righto, so I've marked this spot on the GPS. It has got gold, but it's not overly rich. It took quite a bit of work in between finding each flake, so it's not an abundance of fine gold. I've just come down below that little creek that's where the gold was. There's a couple of nice little ledges here. Now, just in case there is really good gold blowing out of that creek, we better give it a go. Righto, I've come quite a ways downstream, and I just noticed a bit of a distinct line running up there on the bank. Yeah, here it is there. Goes right up, so it continues on right along the side of the river. So we're probably up 5 or 6 meters, maybe more.
At this point it was clear that it was a water race, as it was elevating gradually away from the riverbed. As the river drops lower through the valleys, the race only drops the slightest amount. Could this really connect up with the race that I'd seen almost 8 kilometres downstream at the junction of the White and Rocky rivers? After searching through some old maps, I learnt that it most certainly did. And by chance I'd dropped down the exact same ridge where the water race began. A few days later I decided to walk the entire length of it, and my goodness was there some work done on this one. This first section of the water race gets used as a foot track for a lot of prospectors, so it's pretty clear, but as we get further and more remote, a couple of k's upstream, so to speak,
I think it'll get a fair bit rougher and less used as we get further up. Now I have read about this little spot here where the race crosses over. The race actually would have went straight over that way down over the gorge, and yeah, there was a report in a newspaper article about the amount of work they had to go to get this made. It was quite substantial.
The article reads, "The contractors for the first section of the Rocky River Power Race have completed flume work, which while not much length, still entailed some heavy work. The legs being up to 35 foot in length over a deep chasm across the line of Nolan's Creek."
Amazing amount of work to go to just to get the water to flow across there. Big flume running straight across. That's just literally straight down. I just noticed this one sticking out of the ground as well. Look at that. Huge big piece of iron. I don't know what they call that. Someone might know. Drop it in the comments.
Now I know I've gotten sidetracked, but when I find things like this, I just have to find out what it's all about. Find out all the answers. And I just can't sleep until I do.
We shall continue on. I'm more intrigued with what's up in the hills now. I've just been testing different spots, and yeah, not even flakes in the last few spots that I've tested out. So just continuing to move downstream. A little bit disheartened, to be honest. I had high hopes when I saw all the workings. Right, we've hit a gorge. I'm wondering if that water racy thing's still running up around. Maybe I can just walk along that. Can't believe it's still here. Still going. Look at that. Pretty bloody dangerous down there. It's going to be hell to get in and out of. It's the best way down. Maybe across there. Doesn't look like it. Might be the end of the road for me for today. I've been defeated again.
Now it's not hard to pick up that the mood's down here a bit. A lack of gold, a gorge that cut off my access to advance, and overall just a very wet, cold environment when in these areas in winter. It was time for a fire, some hot cocoa, and a long dark night to rest up for tomorrow. There's a little bit. A lot of black sand for the amount of gold that I sucked up. Yeah, they're pretty fine flakes. Doesn't look like there's any thickness to it. Good sized flakes though. Oh well, hopefully tomorrow will bring us a bit more luck. I was just having my breakfast and I was looking over on the other side of the bank. I don't know if it is or not, but it looks like a little adit going into the side of the hill. Might just be an illusion, it might be a log sitting over the edge, but we'll go and have a look once I'm in the wetsuit. We'll go have a look later. On, it's not so bad. So today's plan is to start the upstream exploration, and yeah, we'll just see what we can find. Oh, before I go though, I'm just going to check and see what that little hole in the side of the wall was. It certainly looked impressive, or maybe it's a little creek opening. There's a lot of ore sitting below it, which is strange. Yeah, it goes part way in. I don't doubt actually that they've had a dig at this because the material looks really good. I reckon they've had a dig. They've crushed some of the ore that's come out of that wall there. It drops in probably 2 meters, but it wasn't continued on. They just saw a really nice quartz stringer and went for it. There's been a lot of work done around here. Where's all the good gold? Hands are absolutely freezing today. Oh, it's not a good start. That's cool. I just noticed a huge big granite rock. It's just a big round granite boulder, and that's rolled from a long way upstream. Another beautiful looking creek. Some of these creeks could be insane. Oh wow, there's an awesome waterfall up in there. Let's go have a look. Falling across it. Alright, I've just come to this spot here, and there's some awesome quartz stringers and twisted geology with cracks and crevices. See it running down that side, bit over there, so it'd be silly to walk past this, so we'll give it a quick go. Oh, that water absolutely burns this morning. Okay, no luck there, unfortunately. And now my hands are very numb. Lots of very smooth bedrock. Nowhere for the gold to slow down on. So everything that would have travelled over this should have deposited back where I tested on that last spot. There's just nothing there. Sometimes when you get these really flat sections, you get really rich gold just below because all of the gold travels across it and it gets caught on that next trap, that next spot that the gold can drop out. Looks quite different.
Look at these quartz stringers running through the bedrock. Yeah, okay. We've met our match here. We'll have to go up over the ridge. Quartz has all been baked by the fires and falls apart. Look at that for some good ore. What? Got ourselves above that pool now. Oh, I just hope there's not too many more like it. Looks insane up there. Wild country. Some of this ground in here looks pretty good. You can see the bedrock's quite coarse underneath. Tough gig. Sketchy. One way or another I might end up swimming. Getting harder. Just a deep gorge right through there now. Dealing with this sort of country, big boil holes and slippery bedrock. It's about 1 o'clock, so I just don't have enough time to continue on. By the time I get back to camp and get my gear, I haven't found any gold. So there's no point staying another night in a dead zone. Bit disappointing. Been an awesome adventure though. Seen some crazy countryside. I love the exploring aspect of it. Just never know what you're going to find out here. Time for me to head back to camp and start the journey out of here. Even before I started rolling the cameras for this trip, there was a lot that went into getting to this location, so it's the stuff that you don't see. It's been a pretty tough trip, this one. I've just stopped to have a bit of a break before I pack up my gear. Camp's just behind me here. And yeah, what can I say? I kind of, I think when I found that old bridge just up there and then all the workings on the bank, I really thought I was going to make a good gold discovery in this area, but wasn't meant to be, obviously. Found a little bit of gold, got a few flakes for our efforts, but overall, yeah, just a massive mission, and that's quite often the way prospecting goes. You guys see me get countless amounts of gold in other videos, and if I share this one, I guess it's a good reality check to show you guys that it's not all easy work. Sometimes you got to really put in the footwork to find those big deposits, and this is no different to any other day, you know. Like, this is the way it goes. Before you find those big spots, you've got to do the footwork like this. So if you see this film, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you at home. We've got a little bit more to take care of, and yeah, gonna pump some cocoa to get me out of the hill. Oh no, just dropped it. Yeah, definitely a tough trip. Get home, the kids will be like, "How'd you go, Dad? How many nuggets this time?" None, kids. Oh, you suck. That's what my teenage boys will say.
And here it is, boys. Have a laugh. Just a few flakes of gold. I must be totally washed up. And I was actually surprised because it came in at around 0.3 grams. A little heavier than their wages at the fish and chip shop. A big thank you to those that helped me out with the history side of this film. Ron Gregory for his email mentioning the wing damming. As soon as I read that and looked back over my footage, it became real clear what I was looking at. The steep bedrock on either side of the river gave them a perfect location to fix the dam wall off, and it allowed them to easily divert that flow through the softer edges on the corner of the river. As always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please give it a like for me, drop some comments below and let me know your thoughts, and until the next one guys, happy hunting, and we'll see you all then.